Hello, welcome back to Jenny's Food Network. We're going to learn how to make fried rice today. So I'm using the white jasmine rice. It comes in many different brands. Different types of rice will absorb water differently, okay? But I usually stick mainly to the long grain jasmine rice, okay? There's other brands called like the Rice Land is a cheaper type of brand. That rice is very dry. It's horrible rice. When you cook it, the grains are still really hard to chew on, but the jasmine rice works the best. To me it does. So, all right, this is the rice. This is a 3-quart saucepan pot, okay? It's deeper. It's not the flat kind where you use like to cook pancakes, you know? So this is a deeper pan, okay? 3 quarts, and this is about 6 cups of rice. So when you use the water, you can save the water and use it to water your plants because it's very nutritious. It becomes like rice water. Use it to water your flowers, your garden, whatever, or house plants, okay? Works wonderful. So, but today I'm not gonna save the, hold on a second, let me get a container to save the water. Believe me, your plants are gonna love it. And sometimes people say after a while when the water settles, you could use the leftover bottom gunk. You could use it on your face as a facial, and people said it's really good for wrinkles and skin. It's full of nutrients. Up to you. But I don't use it for my face. I just use it to water my plants. So here we go. Just add water. Warm water, cold water, doesn't matter. And just stir it around like that. You could use a spoon, whatever. Just stir it around with a spoon, whatever. And just pour it into a container. Okay. See that clouded water? That's rice water. Some people use it for drinks to intake to make rice water, like the Hispanic style. It's very delicious. But so here's this. I don't drink this. I just use it for my plants. Full of nutrients. Don't pour it out. Very valuable. Your plant's gonna grow like in a very healthy way. You'll see. So now you decide. Okay, there's a little bit of water in there. How much water do you use? I usually go by knuckle size. When I use it to eat it with a stir fry or just to eat with other stuff, I normally use it up to the second knuckle. So it's about, the first knuckle is about 1 inch. The second knuckle is added up to like about 2 inches total, okay? To the second line of my index finger. Okay, so I normally use it up to the second knuckle when I use about 6 cups of rice, okay? Like I said, this is a 3-quart pan. If you use a different pan that's either smaller or bigger, it's going to be different by the knuckle then, okay? Make sure you use the same pot for every time you cook rice, okay? If you can remember how much water to use compared to when you're using it for fried rice, which use less water. If you use it for stir fry and eat it as a side with other stir fry stuff, you need more water, okay? Otherwise, I mean, you'll learn because if it's too dry, then add more water for next time, but you have to remember how much water you use so you don't mess it up. So here we go. Here's the rice line right here. We're gonna add water. For fried rice, I only use to the first knuckle, okay? About 1 inch of water above the rice level, okay? And you measure with the finger. And if it's for the regular rice to eat with other stir fry, I use it to the second knuckle, okay? So to make fried rice, your rice has to be a little more dry, not too dry where it isn't cooked. So okay, add water. Okay, it's gonna be clouded. Okay, and you put your finger in there. I'm measuring it. It needs a little more to reach up to my first knuckle. So add a little more water. All right, that's perfect. It's up to the first knuckle, and that will be how I will cook my fried rice. Like I said, you will mess up if you keep using different pots. If you have a rice cooker, remember how many cups of rice you use, and remember by using the finger to know. I usually make a big pot of fried rice, you know, so I always use the same portion of rice, 6 cups, the same pot to cook the rice, and I use the same amount of water, okay? So this is for fried rice, and I use it, here we go, to my stove, my gas stove. And here, put your lid on. There we go. Put it up a little more. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. Right now, I'm gonna put it on high. I'm gonna put the rice on high right now. Once it starts to boil a little bit start bubbling, I'm gonna turn the heat down to low, all right? So right now, for my gas stove, for the Frigidaire brand, I just put it on number 6. That's the highest it goes. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn it down to let it simmer cook down to low, okay? Not too low, but just enough to keep it from overboiling. I put it down to like a 2.5 to a 3 setting until a lower level. Because if you, and I'm gonna, right now I'm not gonna set the timer, okay? Right now it's, here we go. It's about 10:34 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday. So right now I'm not gonna set the timer. I'm gonna let it boil for, it'll probably take about 5 to 10 minutes to start boiling. And once it starts boiling, then I turn the heat down to let it simmer cook, and then I set the timer for 30 minutes. And it's perfect. And then I turn off the heat, because if you turn the heat on too high, you're gonna burn the bottom of your rice. It's gonna start browning, it's gonna be really crispy and gross, so you don't want your rice on the bottom to get too burnt, okay? So that's why you have to turn it down low and set it for 30 minutes, okay? Don't forget, like I said, different types of rice grain will cook at different times. For example, brown rice will cook longer. It's a harder grain, and the white jasmine rice cooks very fast. It cooks like in 30 minutes, okay? Stovetop. But brown rice, I have to set it for 45 minutes. It takes another 15 minutes to cook on top of the stove. And I use the same amount of water portion as well, if you use it for fried rice, or if you use it for the stir fries, you know. But I think for the brown rice, you might have to use just a little bit more water than the white jasmine rice, okay? Because brown rice is a harder grain. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the video. Like I said, when it starts boiling, I'm gonna turn down the heat, then I'm gonna set the timer for 30 minutes, okay? When the 30 minutes goes off, turn off the heat and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then that's as soon as you can start using it for fried rice, okay? But if you let it sit too long, for about 30 minutes to 2 hours or longer, the rice will start being tougher to stir, to break it up. So when you wait for about up to 15 minutes or even to 30 minutes, and then you use the rice for fried rice, that's still good, because when you know, kind of break up the rice, it's easier and softer to move around and put into the wok, you know. So I'm gonna turn off the video, and once it's ready to start cooking with the fried rice with the wok, I will do another clip.